amigos? Can I get an amen? Now, how about a hallelujah? Oh, yeah. We're ready to rock, folks. Hold on. It's time for liftoff. Let's go. Go, go, go.
5, 4,
3, 2,
1.
come on.
0. Ignition.
Get
Liftoff.
on up.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Come on.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your
And get ready for the ride of your life.
The show.
Come on, folks. You know the drill. Come on.
It's the show with no name. Let's go.
Welcome, amigos. Welcome. Glad to have you on board, ready to learn some English, to laugh, and have an amazing morning together. Well, maybe you're listening in the evening. Whatever time of day it is, I hope it's a great one. Wishing you the best wherever you are right now, not just here in our English class, but in life. Hoping everything's going okay, and if it isn't, I'll quote Bob Marley, everything's gonna be all right. Well, I can't guarantee that, but sure makes you feel better. Well, hopefully the show with no name, too, is for what ails you. ¿Te sabes esta expresión? Para todos los males. For what ails you. They used to use this when they were talking about like these tonics, you know, back in the day. Esta tónica que te puedes tomar. You know, I think Coca-Cola really started as kind of like a tonic like that. So, the show with no name, for what ails you. Y esa palabra ails se escribe A-I-L-S. Sin embargo, se pronuncia igual que ales, la cerveza, right? Ales. For what ails you. And una enfermedad, you know, a disease, a sickness, but also an ailment. A ver cómo lo traducen aquí en ailment. Como siempre, estamos jugando con las palabras, entendiéndolas más en profundidad. Mal, dolencia, ailment. So see, we didn't just learn the word ail, which is the verb, but also the noun as well, and the expression for what ails you. Para todos los males, I think would be the translation.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, folks. GrupoVaughan.com, Grupo Vaughan. You can also follow us on social media, and you can reach out, contact us through our social media channels. We're on all the different platforms. We also have our website, grupovaughan.com, and we've also got a website just for materials. As you know, it's Vaughan Tienda, and we're going to be actually taking a look at Listen Up. Do any of you have this awesome material? It's called Listen Up, and we're going to be taking a look at it in today's pop quiz. But before that, let me give you guys our question of the week. we'll get this week going, get things started. And this week's question of the week, this is a good one, I think. What is your pet peeve? Now, your pet, tu mascota, yeah, pero ahora añadimos la palabra PV, P-E-E-V-E. Tu manía, la cosa que más te molesta. Okay? So, what is your pet peeve? Si no estabas familiarizado con la palabra, now you are. My pet peeve. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. And it's literally the thing that gets under your skin. No, que te irrita. The thing that really annoys you. It bugs you. You know, when people do this, or when, you know, I'm sure you can think of a few behind the wheel, no? Cuando estamos conduciendo. Oh man, when people don't use their blinker, I mean, that should be a pet peeve for everybody. Algo que no aguanto. So something you can't take. You can't stand it. Really pisses you off. It gets under your skin, to use some totally native idiomatic expressions. So if you always participate, well, guess what? That's for you. If you've never participated, seriously, what are you waiting for? No one's going to judge you. We're going to help you improve your speaking, and you're going to gain confidence by speaking. And then, of course, as you know, I can always guide you in the right direction. So participate. People like to complain. Well, this is a great one. Tell me what you hate. Oh, okay. Well, people, you notice it on TripAdvisor, on Google reviews, all that. People are more prone to writing something, propensos, if they're pissed off than happy with service or food or whatever, right? So I'm asking you this week, what pisses you off the most? What gets under your skin? What is your biggest pet peeve? And we'll hear from everybody on Friday, as we always do, in our question of the week. But right now, it's time for today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Come on. All right, it's our pop quiz, and as I said earlier, we are going to take a look at something from Listen Up. It's a really good idiomatic expression, or phrasal verb, if you'd like to call it that, which means pay attention, listen up. And what is this book about? Well, if you're not familiar with it, it's about comprehension. It's about understanding more. It's about feeling more confident. It's about what you call tengo que trabajar el listening. Right? That's what you guys always say, listening. So it's about, I mean, the title says it all, listen up. So as always, I'm going to have you listen up, and I'll have some challenges for you. So it's not passive listening, folks. This is where I want you to listen and see what you can extract from it. Does it remind you of any section that we look at here? Yes, that's right. Our Say What soundbite. Same thing. I give you some information. You got to extract information from it. You got to give it back to me. You got to relay it back to me. And that's a great one. To relay something is transmitirlo, I think. Let's take a look. Bueno, es carrera de relevos, right? But it's also pasar información, informar de algo. So that's what we're going to do. This is from Listen Up. It's got 88 paragraphs, okay? 88 paragraphs. They all are written about different things, so there's a lot of variety in there. It has over 2 hours of audio, and it's available at Von Tienda vontienda.com. It's called Listen Up. So, as the title suggests, listen up.
Looking for items in a supermarket. Now the vocabulary.
Shelf.
Expositor.
Dry foods.
Alimentos secos.
Frozen section.
Alimentos congelados.
Bakery section.
Panadería.
To put back.
Colocar de nuevo.
Beans.
Alubias.
Rice.
Arroz.
Fridge.
Nevera.
Hello, I'm going to make a big effort to make dinner for my extended family and I need to buy several things, but I've no idea where they are.
No problem. How can I help you?
I need to find beans, rice, bread and spices. I'm making Mexican food and I need to do a really good job. I don't want to make any mistakes.
Of course. For beans, go to the end of the aisle and make a right. There you will find all kinds of dry foods, including rice too. For spices, have a look in the cooking aisle, which is opposite the dry foods section.
Oh, that's great, thank you. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket in case I make a mistake, so I'm going to buy some frozen things too.
Good idea. The frozen food section is at the opposite side of the supermarket, next to the fridges.
Thank you. Can you do a favour for me? Would you mind putting this cream back? I thought I would need it, but I don't.
No problem at all. Good luck. I'm sure you'll do a great job.
Shopping for big shoes. And now the vocabulary.
Shoe shop.
Zapatería.
Trainers or sneakers.
Zapatillas deportivas.
To be comfortable.
Estar cómodo.
To stock.
Tener en existencia.
To come back into fashion.
Volver a estar de moda.
Shoes.
Zapatos.
Footwear.
Calzado.
Frustrating.
Frustrante.
Colourful trainers are coming back into fashion, and I want a pair. I'm not usually someone who jumps on the bandwagon, but most people I see running at the moment have super colourful footwear. The problem I have is that most trainers don't fit me because they're too small. I have big feet. Too big, I'd say. And most shoe shops don't stock big enough sizes. I buy most clothes and footwear online because otherwise it takes too long to visit all the different shops. Unfortunately, shopping online means I can't try things on first, which is frustrating. Most trainers are more comfortable than shoes, but, of course, most jobs require you to wear shoes. The search continues.
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés.
That's right, amigos. It's Weekend Town. Vaughan has a little cousin, and it's awesome. We call it Weekend Town. If you want more information, you can always drop us a line. Otra forma de decir, dinos algo. We've looked at that expression. You can drop us a line via social media. Also, if you live in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, or Zaragoza, please, by all means, ¿cómo se dice esto? By all means, that means no dudes, right? Let's see how they would, by all means, por supuesto, desde ya, de todas las formas y maneras, by all means, stop by, pásate. We'd love to meet you. All right, this is from Listen Up, and we're going to see if you were doing that. Let's see if you listened up and you got some of the vocabulary. Now, some of the stuff, well, first I'll give you the vocabulary, the challenges I have for you, and then we can review a few things that I wanted to point out from the audio as well. Again, it's from Listen Up, and it's available at Von Tienda. All right, the first one is you're at the supermarket. We actually call it the grocery store. Where I come from, we don't call it the supermarket. Okay, we know the word supermarket, and it's not wrong, but I'm going to do some grocery shopping. I'm going to the grocery store. And I know it's a false friend because you think gross, grosero, gross, asqueroso. No, groceries are not groserías, but it's fresh food. It's food shopping, right? I got to do the food shopping or the grocery shopping. You also have a chapter about this in my first book, English Everywhere, at the supermarket, at the grocery store, where we look at, all the different vocabulary, some of the common fruits and vegetables you'll find out there as well, cuts of meat like a filet or something like that. All right, so the first one is pagar, pero en el súper. Okay? So, pagar. Now, I don't want you to use the word pay. Well, that's where we're getting into the totally native stuff here. All right? I'm going to pay for the groceries. Yeah, you can say that, but there's another word that we use for it. And I'll tell you something. If you've read English Everywhere, the supermarket chapter, you'll see it in there. And I make a little joke because it's one of those rich words. So hopefully you'll know it. You will know it after the section. As you know, we'll go over it because it's wow. So it's a phrasal verb. Number one is a phrasal verb that means pagar. Okay. Específicamente, pagar en un súper. Okay, but it also means, y así te voy dando un poco de pista, echar un vistazo. También es salir de un hotel. You even say it in Spanish. So it's such a common word that's even used in Spanish. Bueno, es un anglicismo, as you call it, but you use it. Okay, so that is number one. As always, use it in context. I want to see that you're using it right. So use it in a way that you would use it. Number two, lácteos. So we're talking about cheese. We're talking about milk. We're talking about yogurt, right? Things that have milk in them or are milk-based. Lácteos. Now, there's a perfect one. Maybe you're intolerant to these kind of products, right? So that is number two. And as you heard in the audio, they looked at el carnicero, the butcher. Careful with that one, because I've had a lot of students say butcher, and it's not butcher, it's butcher. Butcher. O sea, es una butcher, right? You got the baker, panadero, and bueno, luego está la sección de lácteos, right? Which is usually refrigerated, right? All right, so that is number two. Productos lácteos o la sección de lácteos. Okay, hablar de lácteos. A lo mejor te gustan, a lo mejor no te gustan. A lo mejor no. Hey, that's up to you how you use it. I want to see if you know this very common word in the grocery store. And the last one was an idiomatic expression that Nick pointed out. Okay, his name is Nick, the guy recording the audio from London. So that was a London accent that we heard. Remember, that's another awesome thing about our Vaughn materials. You're not just going to hear an American accent or a London accent, but you'll hear the gamut. Okay, the gamut is la gama completa. You'll hear Australian. You got a little bit of everything here. And that is obviously done on purpose. You know, when we're recording materials, we're very mindful. Okay, we got a lot of British voices. Let's get some American, let's get Kyle, some Canadian. And that's done from, in our translation lists, which we've looked at in the past. It's done even in our Vaughn Disney collection, which, that is a masterpiece. Kudos to Jimena and her team for that. I have it. My daughter loves it. It's got a ton of activities in English, and it really is incredibly useful. Plus, it looks good on the shelf, que es una palabra que vimos, right? Estante, you say. Shelf. Es un plural irregular, como knife, knives. So one shelf, two shelves. The same thing with leaf. Una hoja, one leaf, two leaves. Okay, there are several that follow that, but that one, be aware, the word shelf. It's a common one because you don't only put food on it, but books, right? We have shelves in our home many times. At the office, we have shelves. Okay, you see them in shops as well. So it's a good word, like cajón. Like, you need to know it. Ya que estamos, ¿cómo se dice cajón? Drawer. Yeah. Como dibujador. Yeah, hey, that's the word, drawer. It's tougher because it's not drawer, it's drawer. So the W is kind of like silent. What else? They looked at the word stock. That's a great word to play with. Okay, so stock is excedencia, I think you say. Okay, it's what you have. So if something is out of stock, you don't have it anymore. If something is in stock, you've got it on your shelves. Por ejemplo, para usar el vocabulario. Okay, and then the verb is to stock. So you have somebody who works at that store who is stocking the shelves. And another great one, a phrasal verb. If you remember during the COVID thing, people were stocked. Lo vas a saber del contexto. If you're paying attention, people were stocking up on, stock up on, es la estructura. People were stocking up on toilet paper. Okay, amasando, is that how you say it? No, cogiendo mucho. Just hacer excedencia, to have a lot of it. So again, take a look at the word. It makes sense. To stock the shelves. We're out of stock. It's in stock, right? So you no solo te quedas con la palabra stock. Bueno, ya tengo la palabra stock, excedencia. No, pero para que lo entiendes del todo. And also stock is chicken. ¿Qué si digo, I have to buy some chicken stock at the grocery store? Chicken stock. Another way to say it is chicken broth. Okay, well, that is, you call it caldo. Right? Stock is, or broth means el caldo. Did you know that one? It's a good one to know. Also, they looked at footwear, which, just so you know, the British call them trainers, which makes sense. No? Para entrenar, trainers. What do we call them in the States? Let's see if you know. We call them sneakers. Maybe because since the soles are rubber, the soles, las suelas, maybe because they're rubber, you can sneak up on somebody. Puedes acercarte y sorprender a alguien sin hacer ruido. Wow. Okay. Y es un verbo irregular. Wow, your birthday snuck up on me. Me pilló por sorpresa would be another way to translate. Wait, we're looking at some really good collocations, phrasal verbs, call them whatever you will. All right, so sneakers. Oh, and another one that I wanted to highlight. Siempre me gusta también destacar lo que creo que es muy importante. If you tell me, Alberto, I'll try it, yo pienso que vas a probar alguna comida. Okay? If you tell me I'll try it on, vas a probar algo de ropa. If you tell me that you're going to try it out, vas a probarlo, intentar, right? Oh, I have a new bike. Can I try it out? Okay, darle una vuelta. So to try it out. A ver cómo lo traducen aquí. Try on es evidente, right? Probar ropa. So yeah, it's an experience, right? Probar, hacer una prueba, right? To try out. Look, the same example I used. Did I say a bike? The salesman let us try out the bicycle before deciding whether to buy it. So you see the difference. Try it. Pruébalo. A lo mejor es lácteos, un yogur. Try it. Try it on. Pruébalo. Ropa, una prenda. Try it out. Algo que es más una experiencia. Okay. And if I tell you that something is trying, ¿está probando? ¿Está intentando? Bueno, if I say he's trying, he's really trying. Está intentando. But if I say that the situation was trying, it means it was very difficult. It's a very fancy, totally native way of saying it. All right, amigos, we've looked at a lot of totally native stuff in the first part of today's show. I can't believe it, but we do have to go to a quick commercial break. I see we've got a lot of people participating, which is great to see. So many people learning English and having fun with us. Let me remind you of our 3 challenges in today's pop quiz. Number 1, tienes que usar voy a pagar o tengo que pagar. You can use the structure you want, pero pagar en un súper. La palabra también significa echar un vistazo, salir de un hotel. Number 2, lácteos. Use that in context. Are you one of those people who loves it? My family, my daughter, my wife, oh my God. I live with mice, ratones. And the last one was an idiomatic expression used that you say, subirse al carro. It's just to follow the latest trend. All right, amigos, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with much more Show with No Name. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. It's part 2 of today's Show with No Name. I hope you were jotting down all the stuff we were looking at in part 1. Wow. A lot of really good stuff. We looked at try. I hope it wasn't too trying. No fue demasiado tedioso, difícil. And what we're looking at today is Listen Up, available at Vaughn Tienda. And just remember, we've got something for everybody, whether you're looking for kids' books. As I said, the Disney Vaughn collection is just amazing. In every sense of the word, the content, it's visually beautiful. It looks great on the shelf. Also, it helps if you use it too. Si lo que buscas es mejorar el inglés, adultos también, eh? It doesn't have to be just for kids. I'm a Disney adult myself. I mean, I use my daughter as an excuse, but you all know. I love that mouse too. All right, amigos, in this part of the show, we're going to kick off with today's Say What soundbite. We're going to hear it twice. Then we're going to check out your answers in today's pop quiz. We've got our spelling bee, we've got homophones, we've got double trouble, and so much more. But right now, it's time for the Say What soundbite. Come on. Say what? Yes. Say what? 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 Huh? Whoa. All right. Now today, this person, I was going to say, is inimitable. Inimitable? I don't know. No se puede imitar. But it's not true. Everybody, so many people imitate this guy. But he's awesome. And he's an original. That's why. They say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. When someone imitates you, it's a form of admiration. Well, it means also you're unique, right? If someone's doing an impression of you, remember that to make an impression on someone is causar una impresión. To do an impression of someone is imitarles. You can say to imitate or to do an impression of someone. All right, so maybe you'll recognize his voice. That's not the important part. The important part is how much of the English can you extract from this audio. All right, here's your Say What soundbite for the first time. Listen up.
There are 17 different things a guy can do when he lies to give himself away. Guy's got 17 pantomimes. Woman's got 20. Guy's got 17. But if you know them, like you know your own face, they'd be lie detectors all to hell. Now, what we got here is a little game of show and tell. You don't want to show me nothing, but you tell me everything.
All right. Wow. Love this guy. I mean, I can tell you this. Anybody I grew up with, and I don't just mean my friends, I mean their parents and their younger siblings, hermanos jóvenes, will know that voice because it's just so unique. And it's not just the voice. I can give you another clue here because the key isn't who it is, but this guy's delivery of his lines is totally different than the way other people deliver their lines. Okay. And what I've heard, I don't know if it's confirmed 100% here, but this actor, the first thing he does when he gets a script, cuando le mandan un guión, takes out all the punctuation. He goes, we don't speak in punctuation. And he's like, well, I told you never to come here again. So it's just interesting. His cadence, the way he speaks is just, it's different. It's different. And that's why he's imitated, often imitated. But never, nobody can touch him because, I mean, he's a classic. This guy's been around for decades. All right, here we go. Here's your Say What soundbite for the second time.
There are 17 different things a guy can do when he lies to give himself away. Guy's got 17 pantomimes. Woman's got 20. Guy's got 17. But if you know them, like you know your own face, they'd be lie detectors all to hell. Now, what we got here is a little game of show and tell. You don't want to show me nothing, but you tell me everything.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace. Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit.
That's right, folks. It is the shit. It's my latest book. This book is the shit, and it's available at Vaughan Tienda. If you haven't picked it up yet, you definitely want to get your hands on a copy because it's fun. It's a fun way to learn English using characters and pop culture and humor, a little bit like the show with no name in a book format. All right. And you can pick it up at Von Tienda, the same place you can get Listen Up, which we're looking at in today's pop quiz. Let's check in with our amigos. Also, speaking of pop quiz and quizzes and trivia, don't forget April 1st. And this is not an April Fool's joke. No es una broma de los inocentes, porque para nosotros el 1 de abril, April 1st is called April Fool's Day. But I'm serious here. Fitz is hosting our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's going down, ocurriendo, at 8 p.m. Get there a little bit early if you can. And it's at the Toast Tap Room. I hope to see you all there. It's going to be a night of fun, friends, and who knows, even romance, if that's what you're looking for. You never know. You never know what you'll find at a Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. But you know you're going to have a blast. All right, let's see who's in the house over here. We got Born to Iron Man checking in. Good morning, sir. How you doing? I'm sure you are ready to rock. There's no doubt in my mind. There's Grace Valrol. She says, morning, dear show with no namers. Another fantastic morning with you. Oh, that's so sweet. And it's going to be a great day just because you've got the right outlook. La perspectiva correcta. All right, there's German. German says, morning, guys. Morning, German. How's it going? Great to have you on board as well. All right. Wow. Let's see. Laura, what's up? Lovely Laura in the house. And she says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. I'm done with my grocery shopping, and now I'm going to check out. Yes. And I think the example I used in English Everywhere was the girl at the checkout counter was checking me out. La chica que estaba la cajera. Porque the checkout is where you do it, and the checkout counter is another way of saying the register, no donde se paga, la caja, right? So I think I said the girl at the checkout counter was checking me out. And to check someone out, because we already said echar un vistazo, but to check somebody out is dar ojillos. Hey, you never know. Maybe she was checking me out. Maybe it was just my imagination, and she was just looking at the clock on the wall behind me. So it's a rich word. Now, be careful, though, because if you say check it, then I'm thinking that's what a teacher does. Okay, guys, I'm going to check your exams. O sea, hay matices aquí. I'm going to check out. Voy a echarles un vistazo. I'm going to check them as voy a revisar si están bien. Right? So a little bit different, that meaning there. Okay? Can you check this? Can you check this email before I send it? Esto es más revisar. And to check out es echar un vistazo más como, hey, check it out. You know? Check it as make sure there are no errors. Okay, so kind of similar, but as I said, those nuances make the difference. Sometimes it's check, sometimes it's check out. So it's worth checking out. Vale la pena echarle un vistazo. And if you think about it, in a hotel, what is checking out? Ahora no se hace porque normalmente ya lo has pagado, right? Unless you use the minibar or something like that, you can leave the key in the room in many hotels. But back then, checking out meant paying, right? At the hotel, it means saying, okay, we're leaving, we're checking out, and we're going to pay you. So kind of the same thing, right? It's okay, time to leave, but we've got to settle up, ajustar las cuentas, pagar lo que se debe, which is another great phrasal verb. Some really totally native vocabulary today, folks. Well, every day. Okay, let's see. Laura, wonderful job. The next one, she says, it's always freezing at the dairy aisle. All right. Just be careful, because I think the word is okay. Yeah. The word aisle en este caso es un homófono, by the way. Sin querer nos has sacado un homófono. So you put the word aisle like the Isle of Wight, like the Emerald Isle. Speaking of Fitz and his trivia. That aisle, isle, se escribe, es isla. It's another way of saying island. So you can say island or isle. Okay, suena como yo haré. I'll go to the Emerald Isle, Isle, this summer. And since my daughter sits by the window, I'll have to sit in an aisle seat. So la que buscas es esa tercera, Laura, que es A-I-S-L-E. So hay tres cosas que suenan así. I'll call you later, I'll. Okay, I'll, isla, as Laura wrote, and then aisle, y los tres se pronuncian exactamente igual. So it's always freezing at the dairy aisle. Just be careful of that little nuance. O a lo mejor te faltaba una A, nada más. It was a typo. And I would say in este caso, I would say in the dairy, porque estás con, okay? But I mean, it's not, I don't know. I don't think at is wrong, but I think the natural one would be in there. But wonderful job, Laura. And the last one, she says, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and buy a pair of stilettos. Wow. I had no idea that was the trend. La nueva tendencia. I can't keep up. No alcanzo los jóvenes. I can't keep up. All right, let's see. Laura Prados. What's up, Laura? Great to have you with us. She says, hey there. Fly on the wall mode on. And fly on the wall is aquí estoy, no puedo participar, pero aquí estoy pendiente, a fly on the wall. Observador, observadora is the word, I think, in Spanish. Well, totally native. And thanks for joining us. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol says he usually checks out in cash. Yeah, that checks out. Eso me cuadra. Toma otro uso. Eso cuadra. That checks out. All right. The next one. I don't usually eat a lot of dairy. Wonderful job. Dairy. De hecho, hay una cadena en Estados Unidos de helado que se llama Dairy Queen. Es muy famosa. Bueno, muchas veces la llamamos directamente DQ. Nos encantan nuestras abreviaturas, right? So I don't usually eat a lot of dairy. Yeah, myself too. I'm not lactose intolerant. But I know when I go too far with like pizza, anything with a lot of cheese, my stomach is kind of like, man, you didn't have to eat that much. Maybe it's just not the cheese. Maybe it's just I eat too much pizza. Let's see. And Chris says in the third example, sometimes in life, you have to jump on the bandwagon. Wonderful job, ladies. Not just because you got jump and bandwagon, but you got the right preposition there too. To jump on the bandwagon. It means to follow the latest trend. Let's see. Laura's got something to say about today's Say What soundbite. Interesting. I'm always interested to hear what you say, but today, it's a lot of stuff. And I think the guy speaks clearly, but we'll see. We'll see how you guys do. Laura says, I heard an American man explain the game of show and tell that goes on when someone is lying, as you have to show nothing and tell everything without giving yourself away. Yeah, to give yourself away is soplar, ¿no? Hacer que te descubran, right? To give yourself away. Great vocabulary. And show and tell. That's a very American thing. In fact, I was talking about it with Rob Grams yesterday. They don't do it in England either. So it's like an American thing where every day or once a week, I think it was, we had to bring something in from home. And that could be, the program when you went to the circus, no, la revistilla esta del circo, or it could be a rock you found in your garden or whatever. And you'd have to explain in front of everybody. You'd have to get up in front of, you'd have to show it and then tell everybody about it. And it's a really, really great exercise for young kids, not just to get used to speaking in public from a young age, but also know that, sometimes you're on stage and sometimes you're in the audience. And when you're in the audience, you also have a role to be a good listener, to, not distract, to give everybody the attention they need when they're on stage when they're giving a speech or anything like that. So it is really indispensable. It's something I think that should be done in every classroom. And you can do that. I remember doing it in nursery school, La Guarde. Okay, I remember it. I was 3 years old. And I probably could just say, like, circus, I went to circus with dad, and we went to whatever. And I was showing, and the elephants, and see what I mean? So it taught me not just, okay, maybe I didn't give the greatest speech of my life, but I remember that. How funny is that? That's probably one of my earliest memories, doing show and tell at my nursery school. Wow. It's incredible, the things that the brain remembers. So excellent synopsis, Laura. You knocked it out of the park. Wonderful job. To give yourself away, delatarte. That's it. Sin delatarte. Wonderful job. To give yourself away. Yeah. Chris says, I heard an American man who's been interviewed. He's been or he's being. Right? He's been es le han entrevistado en algún momento en el pasado, right? He's being, en el momento, interviewed. I'd say he's talking about talent, maybe actors' talent for lying. He says at the end, don't show me anything, tell me everything. Kind of, algo así. Well, yeah, it's tough. And in the end, you'll notice he's got a double negative in there. Tú y yo sabemos que double negatives are a no-no. So he says, you don't want to show me nothing. You don't want to show me nothing? Don't and nothing no pueden ir en esa frase. So how would we correct that? Correct it for me. You don't want to show me anything. Or you want to show me nothing. Yo creo que es mucho más común usando el auxiliar, right? En la negación. You don't want to show me anything. Well, maybe that tells us something about him. Maybe the guy doesn't have a lot of book smarts. Book smarts is estudios. And maybe he has more street smarts. Wink, wink. All right. So excellent job. Give it up for the ladies. Chris Valrol and Laura doing a great job in our pop quiz and also in our Say What soundbite. But folks, right now it's time for Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. And homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with homophones. Show it no name.
That's right, it's homophones only on the show with no name. All right, the first word we're going to take a look at is a word I played for you guys maybe it was last week or the week before. Remember, my daughter and my mother, we always do like a little song, and the first year it was Grandma, Are You Drunk? Which it's a funny one because my mom doesn't drink. And the second one was a bunch of sounds, a bunch of catchphrases that my mom uses. All right. Well, it's not wow. Okay. No es wow, es el otro. Were you paying attention to that song? If not, don't worry. So wow, W-O-W, no G-U-A, as they say in Spanish. Wow. Right? That's W-O-W. And that is pronounced wow. And it's usually when we're surprised. Wow. Okay, but this one is like saying stop or enough, right? Here it says ala, basta. Okay? Let's see if you know it. Our first word, and it's used a lot. Okay? Si quieres decir a alguien también, basta, tranquila. Okay, that would be the word you would say. Are you familiar with this sound? It's a sound as much as it is a word. And the second one is mal. We were talking about ailments before. So difficulties. Okay, a difficulty. Un infortunio. Mal. Calamidad. Oh, we say a calamity as well. Okay. So this is, affliction, a difficulty. Okay. It's a good word if you're not familiar with it. So the first word is basta. It's a way of saying ya está. Okay. I think I've never ridden horses, but I think it's what you say when you want the horse to stop. Okay. Let's look it up here. What do you say? Do you say when want horse to stop? What do you say? Okay, yes. Okay, yes. So it's también con el caballo. Dices, hey. How would you say that in Spanish? Do you say, hey? Me lo acabo de inventar. I probably just made that up. So, yes, it's often used as like tranquilo, hey. Okay, and the second one is another way of saying difficulties, problems, issues, right, that arise. Okay, another way, I would say almost a poetic way of saying a problem, right? And it's good too because the word problem has two syllables. This has one. Hey, we're trying to save some syllables wherever we can, amigos. But I'll tell you what, right now we have got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to check out our homophones. I see we've got a lot of people participating. We'll listen to our Say What soundbite as well for the third time. Hopefully somebody will be able to get that as well. And then we're going to do our spelling bee, s'il vous plaît. Have I just given you a clue? Oui, oui, mon ami. We'll be right back with much more Show with No Name. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 3 of today's Show with No Name, or the second half of the show, whatever you want to call it. But we've got a lot of challenges up ahead for you. We'll check out our homophones, our Say What soundbite. We've got a spelling bee for our super students. And so much more. Music, movies, famous birthdays, double trouble. Wow, we really do have a lot. Oh, that's funny, right? It's funny that Oh, man. All right, let's see what we've got then with our Mon Ami. You know what? What's funny? Sorry, I didn't explain it to you. I almost said the word that you got to give me, but I didn't. I said, wow. Y yo no busco wow. Just to show you how often those sounds are uttered. Uttered is dicho. It's another way of saying spoken. So, my amigos, stay tuned as well after today's show. You can learn with my great friend Jimena Holiday and her program Test Your English. Then you've got more great friends of mine, Rob and Andy, in the Lunchtime Show, where you can learn some awesome English, real English, with Rob and Andy. So many amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio. All right, let me give you the Say What soundbite for the third time, and we'll see if somebody can figure it out.
There are 17 different things a guy can do when he lies to give himself away. Guy's got 17 pantomimes. Woman's got 20. Guy's got 17. But if you know them, like you know your own face, they'd be lie detectors all to hell. Now, what we got here is a little game of show and tell. You don't want to show me nothing, but you tell me everything.
Hello, my name is Fitz, and I'm an Irishman. I'm a very Irishman. And very soon, that's going to be a very important day in my life.
It's Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, hosted by our buddy Fitz.
Great Scott!
Mark your calendars. Tuesday, April 1st at 8 p.m. at the Toast Tap Room in Malasaña. Follow us on social media for more information.
This, my friends, is a pint of beer. Is piąta bior eisho. Is piąta bior
Esha. You should know it by now.
Sláinte
Sláinte. We'll see you April 1st, 8 p.m. for our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Be there or be... A ver si sabéis cómo se termina eso. Rima. Be there or be square. O seas un muermo. Is that the word you use? Un aburrido. All right, let's see what we've got here. I've got a lot of students participating in our homophone section. And the first one to take a stab at it is Born to Iron Man. Those are the correct words, sir. And he says they sound alike. All right. Chris Valrol gives us the two words correctly, and she says they're homophones. I'd say. Also, Laura agrees. All right, so wait a second. You're telling me here the Holy Trinity? Are you going to go against them? I'm not. Great job. All right, great. And the great thing is you spelt it correctly. Because it's not the same to write wow than to write whoa. So wow, again, is surprised. Whoa is whoa. You didn't tell me any. You know, a lot of times it's said several times. Like como con el caballo. Hey, whoa. Don't tell me your woes. Okay, so you can, there you go. There's both of them. So the first one, WHOA, la H muda, como when, where, why, pues igual. Whoa. Also, you can say too, whoa, when you're surprised, but it's usually in a negative way. Okay. Another way, it's the same thing as saying, whoa, no me cuentes más. That's whoa. Okay. Wow. There are parts, again, where they overlap, donde solapan, right? But in general, wow is, wow, great job. You wouldn't say, whoa, great job. Whoa is more of a, whoa, ¿qué pasó ahí? Right? So it's more of a negative one than wow. In general, again, there are places where they overlap possibly. Now, the second word is WOE. So like toe, whoa, right? Same pronunciation, same spelling as that as well. So whoa and whoa are homophones. Excellent job. Show with no namers. All right. Let's see if you're ready for today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
All right, amigos, who's ready for one of the craziest sections here on the show? Well, I guess with that music, it makes it seem less tedious, less trying. Well, today we are going to France. Yes, we are going to France, my friends. I don't know if that's how they say it. All right. As always, I want you to listen carefully, and I want you to write down what I spell. I'm going to spell 6 words. Well, as you know, there are more than 6, but you're going to get 6, and we'll see. Hopefully, somebody will be able to get them on the first go. Could it be you? We'll see. All right. Let's capitalize the first letter of every word. No, lowercase. All letters are lowercase here because none of these require capitalization at all. Okay, so lowercase letters, and here we go. Number 1, AVANT-GARDE. The next one is BUREAUCRACY. The next one is JE space NE space SAIS space QUOI. The fourth one is TOUCHE. The fifth one is CARTE space BLANCHE. And the last one is CULDE-SAC. ¿Qué tal vas de ánimo? ¿Necesitas un empujón? ¿Un poco de aliento? No sweat. No te preocupes. Pásate por vaughantienda.com y hazte con nuestro nuevo material multimedia. 365 días de wellness e inglés. Y viene de la mano de tu propio personal trainer profesional, David Gómez Agudo, conocido por sus miles de seguidores en las redes como Fitbull Coach. Trabajarás fitness, mindset, nutrición y por supuesto el inglés. Y viene con más de 250 vídeos para que entrenes junto con tu coach. Es un win-win. Haz que este año sea tu año, con 365 días de wellness e inglés. You can pick it up at vaughantienda.com if you want to stop by on the internet. But if you'd like to stop by in person and you live in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, or Zaragoza, we'd love to meet you. Stop by. All right, let's see. We've got Born to Iron Man taking a stab at today's spelling bee. Let's see how he did. The first one is correct. The second one is correct, and I'm gonna come clean, confesar aquí. I do not know how to spell that second word. Like every time I have to write that word in English, I'm like, oh no, I start sweating because it's a French word, I guess maybe. El número 2, a mí me cuesta la vida apuntar esa palabra. Viene apuntada. I'm like, seguro, no, se viene la U. So it's a difficult one, even for me. All right, the third one is correct, sir. The fourth is correct, the fifth, and the sixth. And the most important part is Born to Iron Man now knows the difference between dash and slash. Right, buddy? Good job. Great job there. Excellent. Also, let's see. It looks like Chris Valrol taking a stab at it as well. Chris, the first one's perfect. Second one as well. Third, fourth, fifth, and wow. Wow and whoa. Whoa and wow. Wonderful job. Born to Iron Man and Chris Valrol. All right. Is everybody ready? We're going to do round 2. This is a round for the rest of us. Me incluyo en ese grupo, eh? All right. The first one is AVANT dash, you can say dash or hyphen, GARDE. Okay. The second one, y esta la tengo que mirar porque no, no me sale sino BUREAUCRACY. The third one, JE space N-E space S-A-I-S space Q-U-O-I. The fourth one, T-O-U-C-H-E. That E has an accent on it, but don't worry. The fifth one, C-A-R-T-E space B-L-A-N-C-H-E. And the last one, C-U-L dash D-E dash S-A-C. All right? There you go. Now, why did I choose these French words today, my amigos? Well, because today, in the year 1889, the Eiffel Tower was officially opened, and the whole world could come and see its beauty. That's right, the Eiffel Tower, the symbol of Paris, the symbol of France, officially opened today in 1889. And as you and I know, you can find Eiffel Towers everywhere. There's even one in Parque de Atracciones de Madrid. Okay, not the same size. It's a model of it. But it's probably one of the most iconic structures ever built. And don't forget, there's an FYI episode. You can search through where you get your podcasts and find the FYI episode on the Eiffel Tower. Fascinating stories behind this tower. And as you know, there's a Statue of Liberty connection. If you've ever seen the internal steel skeleton of the Statue of Liberty without her copper covering, it looks like the Eiffel Tower. The lattices, the crosses. Guess why? Okay, Bartholdi designed the statue, but the inner structure was designed by Gustav Eiffel. That's right. We say Eiffel in English. I don't know if it's the correct pronunciation. In French, I'm telling you in English, we say the Eiffel Tower, not Eiffel, as they say in Spanish. Laura also got him. Great job, mon ami. Bourgeois. What we use a lot. Très bien, Laura. Born to Iron Man says. That's right. So we use a lot of French words in English. De hecho, tenemos una expresión cuando estamos a punto de decir una palabrota o acabamos de decir una palabrota. Decimos, pardon my French, but he's a jerk off. He's an asshole or whatever, whatever. You're saying something offensive. Okay, so pardon my French. The first word is avant-garde. Okay, I'll tell you how we pronounce it, not how the French pronounce it. That you'll have to take a French class there. So we say in English, avant-garde. I'll use it in context. The new theater is avant-garde. It's cutting edge. Otra forma de decir a la vanguardia, right? Vanguardia, same thing, avant-garde. Avant-garde. The next one, bureaucracy. Al menos sé decirlo, pero escribirlo, me cuesta la vida. Bureaucracy. Bureau comes from the Bureau, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Well, bureaucracy, right? So el cuerpo, bureaucracy, pues, comes from that French word, burocracia. You use the same word there, really. Bureaucracy is the pronunciation in English. Now, if that's difficult for you to say, you can also say red tape. Yeah, there's a lot of red tape, okay? The next one, je ne sais quoi. Yeah, je ne sais quoi means, what is, un yo no sé qué. It's like that thing that somebody has that you can't put your finger on. No sé, tiene un je ne sais quoi, algo único, algo que no puedes definir del todo, right? We usually, when we talk about people, right? Oh, Bob, he's I don't know, he's got a certain je ne sais quoi. No, hay algo que ahí, right? And I'm sure you can understand. Yo no sé qué, right? In Spanish, it sounds very similar. What about when somebody says something and you agree, or you come back with something and you say, touche, touche. We say that as well, touche. Again, the French probably don't pronounce it the same way as us, or I should say, we don't pronounce it the same way as them. But you know what? We've been given carte blanche. Carte blanche, right? We say carte blanche in American English. Carte blanche. Oh, they gave him carte blanche. That means he could do whatever he wanted. Okay. And the last one, cul-de-sac. You can say a dead end, pero no suena tan bonito como cul-de-sac. He lives on a dead-end street. Okay. Which that also can mean sin salida, como he's in a dead-end job. Que sepas. So if you're trying to sell a house, maybe it's better to use the word cul-de-sac. Oh, French sounds nice. They live in a cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sac. Some other ones that we use that are quite common, you'll probably recognize them. Déjà vu, the feeling of having been somewhere before, recognizing your surroundings. Fiancé, comprometido, my fiancé. Or what about an encore? An encore, un bis. If you go to a concert and you cheer loud enough, the band will play an encore if you're lucky. I know it sounds a bit cliche. Ahí tenemos otro. And what is the rendezvous? The rendezvous is a meeting or appointment. We have a rendezvous tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Se usa en inglés. Sabotage. Sabotaje, you say in Spanish? Sabotage. You know it from a Beastie Boys song. Listen, all of y'all, it's a sabotage. Listen, all of y'all, it's a sabotage. And faux pas. A mistake. Una cagada. No? Un paso en falso. A faux pas. Right? A lot of times they talk about fashion faux pas. No, un error en cuanto a cómo se viste uno. Then you've got ballet, valet, que son diferentes. Ballet is a dance. Valet is the person who parks your car. Very different, valet, than ballet. Okay, so make sure you that B and that V. Earlier we said too, when we were talking about the supermarket, I'm sure you heard me say it, I said filet. We don't say filete or filet. We say filet. The same thing with buffet. We don't say buffet. We say buffet. A la carte. That means pidiendo desde la carta, right? Which we call it the menu, right? But when we say, I'm going to order a la carte, un poco lo que me da la gana. Cuisine, a style of cooking. The word omelette for tortilla, omelette. Soufflé, croissant. Is anybody getting hungry? What about this one? Haute couture. Esto es la alta fashion, right? The alta fashion. Chic. That's another one. Nosotros no decimos chic. Oh, those black dresses are very chic. No, chic. I know, we're trying to sound French, of course. Chic. Where did you buy it? I bought it at a boutique. An avant-garde boutique. Yeah. I don't know. The boutique had a certain je ne sais quoi. Algo que no puedo definir. But don't worry, there won't be a coup d'etat. Un golpe de Estado. All right? We also talk about laissez-faire. Okay, this is talking about government influence or meddling in business, right? Laissez-faire. Carte blanche, we looked at over there. And, I'm sure we can come up with many, many more, but those are just some of the many idiomatic expressions and vocabulary words that we use that we have borrowed. They're called loan words, de préstamo. Yeah, don't worry, we're going to give them back. Wink, wink. All right, amigos, we've got to go to a quick commercial break, but I'll tell you what, let's take a look at today's double trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up. 2, 3, 4.
Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble. Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It is double trouble. Here we go, folks. ¿Puedes oír la campana repicar? Yo no sabía esta palabra en español. So it's repicar, doblar, tañer, right? I can give you a clue. Hemingway has a very famous book, and it has Las Campanas Repicar. I don't know if you know it in English, then you might know it. Also, it's the name of a Metallica song. Ooh, so whether you read or whether you listen to music, you might know. It might give you a hand in today's double trouble where you have to use the same word twice. So, ¿puedes oír la campana repicar? O repicando, I don't know how you would say that in Spanish. Me está pasando factura. There you go, folks. So, repicar, okay? To ring, no es la palabra ring tampoco. To ring slowly, right? It's not like ding, 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 ding. It's more like dun, dun. You know, so just to be clear, there are different rings. Well, it's that one, the long, slow one. Okay, sometimes church bells. And as I said, Hemingway and Metallica have used this in their songs. Okay, well, their songs / books. Okay, so ¿puedes oír la campana repicar? Me está pasando factura. Again, you have to use the same word twice. And I know for a fact that we've looked at me está pasando factura. I know we've seen it here on the show, and it's also from a very well-known song. And if you know the song, then you should know the expression. So what am I getting at here today in today's Double Trouble? The more you know about pop culture, books, movies, music, the easier these sections are going to be for you. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, and speaking about airplanes, your cup of tea, Alberto. Mayday comes from Mayday. Yeah, that's true. Help me. I knew that. Yeah. And it's not just used in aviation. People use it in real life as well. You know, let's see. Born to Iron Man says, on the one hand, te falta una H. On the one hand, it said, so, mula, so. And on the other hand, we can sing, arre burriquito, arre, arre. My daughter loves that one. Well, in English, we say, whoa, when we want the horse to slow down. But also what I'm told by Google, and Google never lies to me, wink, wink, is that it's not just about what you say, it's about what you do with your foot, the seat, the saddle, as it's called. So it's also about your body language, the way you position your body and things, as well as the sounds that you make. Now, I've got to say, I've never been into horseback riding. I think it's cool, but I also know it's quite an expensive hobby, if I'm not mistaken. All right, amigos, I can't believe it, but we're going to go to our final commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at your Double Trouble. We've got our Say What soundbite. We've got Name That Movie and so much more. So stick around. Hey amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. Don't forget to listen to all the other amazing programs that my amigos produce every day here on Vaughn Radio to get you into English. I'm talking about the Pro Bow Show every morning with Rob Grams and his tireless energy and his hot takes, unpopular opinions. You've got Fitz in his master class and you can sit in on it, ser observador. But remember, if you follow along aloud, then you're a part of the class, really. Without being there, you're there. When Fitz says repeat it, that's your cue, no, tu señal. So you've got Fitz, you've got Jimena right after our show. You've got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. You've got The Salad with Dave Boys. Kyle Miller's Drive Time to get your commute a little more fun, making it a little more exciting, as well as entertaining, educational. I'm talking about Kyle Miller, my buddy from Canada. I saw Kyle this past week. Hey, this last week was a good week. I saw Rob, I saw Kyle, and I'm going to see them again this week at our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Gonna be a big night, folks. What a way to start off the month of April. So we'll see you there at 8. Well, get there a little bit before 8. And get ready to have some fun. Practice your English and laugh all night long, all night long. All right, it's not Lionel Richie or Name That Lyric time. No, I'm going to give you today's Say What soundbite for the 4th time. Good luck.
There are 17 different things a guy can do when he lies to give himself away. Guy's got 17 pantomimes. Woman's got 20. Guy's got 17. But if you know them, like you know your own face, they'd be lie detectors all to hell. Now, what we got here is a little game of show and tell. You don't want to show me nothing, but you tell me everything.
¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant. That's right, folks. More information about that or any of our initiatives or materials, make sure you're following us on social media. You can also sign up for our newsletter where you won't just get spam from us. Oh, apúntate este curso. Yeah, sure, you'll get that, but you also get content along with it. All right, let's take a look at what we've got. I've given you your Say What soundbite now for the 4th time. So we're good. I don't owe you any more listens. You owe me some answers in today's Double Trouble. Let's see what you came up with. Born to Iron Man says, can you tell, notas, can you tell the bell tolls? Notas que suena, que repica, I think you say, la campana. It's taken a toll on me. Yes. Me ha pasado factura. Yo he dicho me está pasando, pero que sepas la diferencia es lo importante para mí. So, it's taking, yo dije, en vez de it has taken. Pero que sepas, un tiempo verbal, el otro, but the structure is correct. So, great job. Also, Laura, can you hear the bells toll? Hang on, Laura. I'm sure it's a typo, but I know you didn't want to write the word tall, alto, sino toll, T-O-L-L, que también es peaje. And she says, they are taking a toll on me. Great job. For whom the bell tolls, that's right. Metallica and also our buddy Hemingway. And let's see, Chris Valrol says also Hell's Bells by AC/DC. Yeah, at the beginning of that song, you hear bells tolling. So great. You guys love your music here. Well, me too. I guess that's something we all have in common here. And so, Chris, you nailed it too. Can you hear the bells tolling? It's taking its toll on me. Wonderful job, Show with No Namers. Born to Iron Man says it's based on Ernest Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Tolls. Yep. And that's based on the Spanish Civil War. Great song and great book. And now you know a bell tolls. Now it can ring, ding, 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 ding. But when you're saying those long, drawn-out rings, those are called tolling. And if you remember the expression, well, can you hear the bell toll? Or can you hear the bell tolling? It's taking its toll on me. Y acuérdate, ese it's no es apóstrofe, no es it apóstrofe ese, eso es it's su, ¿no? So excellent job. Wonderful, wonderful. And I thought that was a tough one, but you knocked it out of the park. And as a reward, I'm taking you to one of your favorite places. You know how I know? Because it's one of mine too. I'm talking about the movies. Name that movie. Oh my God. What the hell? No, not my desk. No, I need this desk. Oh my God. All right, guys, don't cut down the trees over here. These guys are working over here and they've got a chainsaw. I hope they're working. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm trying to do a radio show, for the love of Christ. With the damn chainsaw. All right, here we go. A young woman travels to Texas to collect an inheritance. Little does she know, frase hecha ahí, pues le va a llegar una sorpresa. Little does she know that an encounter with a chainsaw-wielding killer is part of the reward, la recompensa. Yeah, so it did have something to do with a chainsaw, didn't it? So a young woman travels to Texas, viaja a Texas, to collect an inheritance. Okay, so the verb is she inherited money, or she's collecting an inheritance. Una forma muy nativa. She came into money, right? To come into money es otra forma de decir heredar, que es la forma totalmente nativo. So she collected an inheritance, she inherited money, or she came into money. And little does she know that an encounter, un encuentro, that one's an easy one, right? With a chainsaw wielding. And if somebody's wielding something, lo lleva. So a chainsaw wielding killer is part of the reward. Yes. I think it's, just with the sound effect, I think I might have given it to you there. Let's see. We've got Laura taking a stab at today's Say What soundbite. And Laura, I'm just taking a quick glance at it here, and it looks great. Wonderful job. And she said, I love it. Nos da un double trouble encima. She says, my try. It was quite trying. Oh, don't worry. As I said, the harder it is here, the easier it's going to be when you're out there in the real world. They call it the real world. Well, this is the real world too, right? All right. And also, Chris got today's Name That Movie. So great job, Laura and Chris. Laura on the Say What soundbite, Chris. Yes, the movie is Texas Chainsaw 3D. Yeah. This guy, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Remember, this is a series that's been out for a long time. And here it says, evil wears many faces. I don't know what you call him in Spanish and English. He was Leatherface, cara de piel, right? Leatherface. So yes, a chainsaw is exactly what you heard in the background before. So let's take a look over here and see what we can extract from this scene. Heather and her friends return to the house and find it ransacked by Daryl. Okay. Now, if something is ransacked, it's totally destroyed. Sometimes burglars, gente que entra en una casa a robar, they won't just steal things, but they'll like open every drawer, throw everything upside down, saquear, pillar, registrar, rebuscar. Okay, to ransack. It looks like a French word. I don't know if it is. Let's see. Is ransack a French word? Is ransack a French word? No, ransack is not a French word. It comes from Old Norse, from ransaka, which means to examine a house for stolen goods. All right. Well, I tried. I tried to give it the French connection over there. So they find the house ransacked. Right? Eso es el adjetivo. Es un verbo también. They ransacked his house. Okay. And Heather says, oh, shit. Ah, mierda. She says, oh, shit. And Nikki says, what? And Heather says, fucking thief. Okay, a thief, otra palabra de estas que cambia. Thief, thieves. Como vimos antes, shelves, pues esto es otro ejemplo. So, si lo hubiese dicho en plural, en vez de fucking thief, diría fucking thieves, right? Cambia a V. She drops her shopping bags and walks over to the table. ¿No? Deja las bolsas de la compra and she walks over to the table. And she says, he took my keys. Robó o me quitó las llaves. And Kenny says, wow. Not whoa. He says, wow. And he says, he played that smooth. And to play something smooth means you did it sigilosamente, como nadie se ha dado cuenta. Okay? You played that smooth, ni se notó, no? If you did it smooth, ágil, right? That might be another way of saying it, agile, like, skillful. So he says, he played that smooth. And Nikki says, yeah, he did. Sí que lo ha hecho. And Heather says, we should have never picked that guy up. And to pick up, puede tener dos significados aquí. To pick up, tres. Levantar con brazos, que lo dudo. Recoger con el coche, que creo que esa es la buena. And to pick up es intentar ligar también. So see that right there? That's we should have never picked that guy up. And Ryan says, yo is oye. And smiles outside the door as he pops a cork off the champagne bottle. Okay, champagne or bubbly. And then Ryan goes, woo. So we've already looked at whoa, wow, and woo. Woo is yes. Let's do this right. Vamos a hacerlo como Dios manda, you would say. And his smile drops. Se le cae la sonrisa. And Ryan says, what's wrong? And Heather says, Daryl ripped us off. Daryl ripped us off. Nos timó Daryl. So excellent job, Chris Valrol. The movie is Texas Chainsaw 3D. All right, amigos, time to move on, though. It's your joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
All right, amigos, let's talk money. Wait, we were talking about checking out before at the grocery store. So I figured let's continue with some humor that revolves around money. Here we go. Where do spies invest their money? Okay, to invest, invertir. We don't say to invert, because an inversion es lo que hay en una montaña rusa, right? So investment, el verbo is to invest. The noun is an investment. Okay, so where do spies invest their money? Easy. In the James Bond market. No, in the James Bond market. No. All right. Well, a bond is bono. So in financial terms, También es fianza, o sea, es una palabra súper rica. También es pegar dos cosas. Right? Hacer buenas ondas, hacer buenas vibras con alguien. We were really bonding. Okay, so it's a rich, rich word. But in this case, it means a promissory note, un instrumento de crédito, un bono. So where do spies invest their money? In the bond, James Bond market. All right. All right. Hey, tell these jokes to your friends. Maybe you'll bond with them. Crear vínculos, crear recuerdos. All right. Let's see the next one. Why did the Irish investor always have so much money? Okay. Why did the Irish investor always have so much money? Because his money was Dublin. Oh, no, I didn't. No. Why did he? Because his money was always Dublin. Duplicándose, Dublin. I think it's funny. His money was always Dublin. And remember, we don't pronounce that G. We would never say it. He was doubling. He was doubling his money. So it sounds exactly like the capital of Ireland, Dublin. He was always doubling his money. All right, last one. Why did the scarecrow get a raise? Porque le dieron un aumento al espantapájaros. Why did the scarecrow get a raise? Because he stood out in the field. Oh, no, I didn't. Jesus. He stood out in the field. All right, he stood out, estuvo de pie en el campo, but also he stood out in the field, destacó en su campo, en su trabajo, de donde no, si es economista, he stood out in that field. So literally, they're just stood there, they don't move. So why did the scarecrow get a raise? Because he stood out in the field. All right. Corny jokes, but hopefully you guys got those double meanings. We've got to jet, though, because we've got a birthday party to get to. In fact, 3 birthday parties we're celebrating in today's famous birthday trivia.
For you. Birthdays for me. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. All right, number 1. This guy was born today in 1955. A Scottish-Australian guitarist and songwriter known as the co-founder, lead guitarist, and only continuous member of the hard rock band AC/DC. Chris, stop reading my mind. Dangerous place. You've been warned. Yeah, the guitarist, the one who dresses like the schoolboy. Him. Y de hecho, su apellido es joven, so I guess it makes sense. And who's going to see AC/DC? I am. Oh, man. Well, they're old. You gotta jump at the chance there. So, yes, that is number 1. Number 2, an actor who was born in 1934, and he was a teen idol. He was in the TV show Dr. Kildare, and then he was also in Shogun, The Thornbirds. He was in The Three Musketeers, the 1973 version. Then the follow-up, The Four Musketeers. He was in The Bourne Identity, and this was where he was the first to play Jason Bourne, and that was the TV film. So I didn't know that. Before they made the Bourne Identity and all these Bourne movies, there was the Bourne Identity, a TV show, and he played this one, a classic actor. And last but not least, another actor, Cristobal Andando. Yeah. Cristóbal andando. Excellent actor who has won so many awards. He was in Catch Me If You Can. He was in A View to a Kill, Wedding Crashers, Hairspray, The Jungle Book. He's also in one of my favorite movies ever, which is, ¿cómo se llama? You call it in Spanish, Amor a Quemarropa. We call it True Romance. He was also in Dune Part 2. He's done voiceover work for so many different characters, ants as well, las hormigas. So, yeah, and he's also a classically trained actor. He got his training in the theater. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Chris Valrol. Number 1. Angus Young. Me encanta que el tío tiene el nombre de un beef, de una carne. Angus Young. Number 2, Richard Chamberlain. And number 3, Christopher Walken. Bueno, así es como decimos andando. So it's the same. What is Christopher doing? He's walking. Christopher's walking. What a great actor he is, Christopher Walken. And that's going to bring us over to today's Say What soundbite. This is Christopher Walken, the one and only Christopher Walken, who does not punctuate when he talks. This is from True Romance. It's an amazing scene. If you haven't seen it, you should watch the whole movie in English. A stellar cast, Amor a Quemarropa, you call it. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. This scene is intense. It's him and Dennis Hopper in la misma escena durante 5 minutos. The whole movie's great, but so he's trying to get information, obviously, from this guy, Dennis Hopper's character, who's not giving up any information. And he says there are 17 different things a guy can do when he lies to give himself away. Delatarse, as Laura taught me. Okay. A guy's got 17 pantomimes. A woman's got 20. But a guy's got 17. But if you know them like you know your own face, o como decimos, like the back of your hand, they beat lie detectors all to hell. Les dan 1000 vueltas, les ganan, vencen a los detectores de mentiras, no las máquinas estas. Now, what we got here is a little game of show and tell. He goes, you don't want to show me nothing. Said, yeah, anything? But you're telling me everything. O sea, con tus... God, he's telling him that his body language is telling him he's lying to him. And I can't tell you what happens next, especially if you haven't seen it. It is awesome. Here he is, birthday boy Christopher Walken, talking.
There are 17 different things a guy can do when he lies to give himself away. Guy's got 17 pantomimes. Woman's got 20. Guy's got 17. But if you know them, like you know your own face, they beat lie detectors all to hell. Now, what we got here is a little game of show and tell. You don't want to show me nothing, but you tell me everything.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
All right, great job. Oh, and Chris, wow. Chris has got news over here. I didn't even realize it. And it happened since I prepared the script, because I prepared the script and this guy was alive and Richard Chamberlain died 2 days ago. So, wow. And, interesting. Thanks for sharing that fun fact. Guys, wonderful job all across the boards. And you know what? As I said, somebody here was reading my mind, because today we're going to look at Hell's Bells. Listen to the bell toll in the background. Hell's Bells by you know who. I hope you know. All right, we'll take a look at the lyrics and we'll sing it together, amigos, as we say goodbye. Stay tuned, because you've got Jimena Holiday up next. He says, I'm rolling thunder, pouring rain. I'm coming on like a hurricane.
My lightning's flashing across the sky. You're only young, but you're gonna die. Thank you, amigos. Wow, hell's bells. My temperature's high. Hell's bells.